Today is a big day. Things are finally coming together. The mast is up, and really that in itself has kicked our ass into gear because we want to go in the water tomorrow. That means that we have painted bottoms, put in through hulls, sealed escape hatches. I don't know, I should probably let Ben tell you because he's done everything.
We are just about to go in the water. It has been an epic day, and I'm literally putting on shut-off valves as they're lifting the boat up down below. It has been one of those refits where it's taken a little bit longer than anticipated, and that's okay, but it's time to go in.
I'm Ben, that's Ashley. Together, we did the unimaginable. We sold everything and then set off on a mission to sail around the world.
Civilization. See you later.
28 countries later and over 25,000 nautical miles, we are only halfway around the world.
I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Subscribe to follow the adventure as we finish this lap.
Today is a big day. I don't know why. Maybe because we're splashing tomorrow. Maybe that's kicking our ass into gear. The fact is, the boat refit has kind of gotten to the stage where it's a cram session. When that happens, the camera gets put down and we go to work. I'm working from sunrise to well after sunset, and yeah, not much time to film. So let me update you what we've done. Before we even get on the black, let's start with the white. Barrier coat is basically an epoxy and it stops any water from penetrating through. You see, often what happens is, I'm looking over at this boat next to me. Yeah, so over here on this boat, this is not our boat, that's our boat over there. Just to be clear, we don't have blisters. Everyone is scared of blisters. But this boat has some small blisters that have gone into the gel coat, and you can kind of see it right here. So the bottom paint's on. We've done 2 coats of semi-ablative kind of bottom paint. That means it kind of sloughs a little bit, but it lets us scrape it as well without taking all the bottom paint off. Inevitably, there will be growth and there will be people willing to scrape, including myself. So that allows us to do that. Our rudders are almost done. We just got to pop them in and align the bearings. Get back down.
Almost a big mistake.
This is supposed to be the starboard rudder. We're putting it in the port side.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wood is my helper. He's helped me so much. Yep.
Buttery smooth.
Yeah. Okay, you hold.
Done?
Done like dinner.
Nice.
Done like another beer. That's really nice. That's good. Let's try the other one. So them being this loose is really good because it means it doesn't use as much juice to move the hydraulic ram when you're using autopilot, which means more battery power for making water and editing videos and cooling off beer. What do you think, Ash? You like this?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, let's go.
So the dinghy has not been a priority. Ben pumped it up and it lost air again, so there's clearly still a leak. And the engine of the dinghy has also not been started, and it looks like there's a bit of corrosion in parts, like who the hell knows if it's gonna run. Ben's like, oh yeah, one pull will get it started, but we'll see. I just noticed something. Don't lean on that dinghy, man.
What?
Look at that rope right there.
Oh yeah. May need to fix that. That's holding on by a few threads. What are these? Why? Why Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Yeah, why?
No.
Are you?
No.
Strong. A lot of the truck drivers around here have these Michelin Man dudes on their front. I don't know what that's about. It's been 4 weeks since we've been a motorboat. And yeah, we have new turnbuckles, we have new toggles, we have new shrouds, we have new forestay, we have new diamonds. Everything is new. Let me show you over here. It's pretty incredible.
Everything looks beefy and new. It feels good to have new rigging. It feels good to be confident in what you've got up there and what's holding up your mast. Last year we had a few like squalls, because there's a lot of squalls there's a lot of squalls around here, a lot of squalls around the equator. We went through a lot of storms and I was like, it might come down. It could come down now. We had a loose forestay, it was just a mess. So it was definitely time. This feels amazing, and I'm looking forward to feeling confident about our rig this year.
You look at this new rigging, that looks like the way it should be, and you realize what you had was actually, I don't know, it just seems like borderline disaster.
And it's bloody expensive. In Thailand here we paid, what did we pay?
Yeah, so we paid about $10,000 for all new rigging, so that means
10,000 Canadian.
That includes the Seagull striker at the crossbeam at the front, as well as all the wires, all the swages, all the toggles, pins, everything.
Sometimes people just replace the shrouds and the forestay, but we decided this time that we would do everything. It was time.
They've already pre-bent the mast a little bit, so what's going to happen next, they're going to lift it up with this crane right behind you, and then they're going to attach the shrouds, the forestay. There's only 3 things to hold a mast up on a catamaran. We'll sit back in the shade, have a beverage, maybe a Gatorade. I don't have any beer, and that's it. I don't know what else to say. What do you think, Ash?
I'm kind of shocked we're not in the water yet. Like, we were expected to be in the water in 2 weeks. We thought probably 3, and now it's 4, and we're still not going to be in. We're hoping to go in tomorrow, but there's still some things. Like, Ben hasn't got the engine started yet. He's talking about a hammer in there.
I got a hammer, the solenoid is what she's referring to. I think it's stuck. I'll use a small hammer, not the sledgehammer.
I'm a nervous person. I imagine that the mast can slip and poke a hole in the side of the boat. I imagine that they could bend the furler too much on the front and it could be a little bit problematic for us.
How's the refit been for you, Ashley? What's the last couple of weeks been like?
Oh, the last couple of weeks have been, you know, tough. It's been a lot of back and forth in the boat yard and trying to help, but not really being much help, and doing a lot with this monster. Oh, we do a lot of owing. Cats, dogs, birds, people. Yeah, it's been a change. That's good, but I'll be happy once we're in the water and we're all back on the same life. She's been moaning for like ever, and I just realized her bike's here.
Life seems to have sped up since we started this refit, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. We fall asleep making to-do notes on our phones and wake up with a gasp. Willa is changing before our eyes. Every day, something new. Every day, we try to keep her environment somewhat normal. But she doesn't seem to mind much. Quite the opposite. She seems to get bored with normal.
Hi. Yay, big girl.
As for us, this is obviously not sustainable, spending this much money, time, and energy. But what keeps us going is the knowledge life aboard is magical, and we will sacrifice almost everything to get back on the water.
Life's been chaotic, hectic, yet very regimented. I think that's the only way to put it. It's been chaotic in terms of getting stuff done on the boat every day. It's been hectic in terms of getting everything done. But it's been very regimented in terms of this little girl and her sleep schedule, her eat schedule. So for some reason, it's all worked. We've made it work. It's not that big of a deal. She just needs to eat, poop, and sleep. A little bit of playtime in between, and we're golden. I'm ready for some sailing, some cruising, some swimming, some kiting, a little bit of beer drinking. I'm old now. I don't drink that much beer. Ashley may disagree. I drink less beer than I used to. How about that? Yeah, ready for some R&R, which is not going to happen for a bit, but just be nice to be back in our home, sleeping on our boat. We're a sailboat again. Don't tell anyone that we were ever a motorboat. I think that we'll just keep that on the down low. You guys don't need to tell anyone. We don't really talk to motorboats. Only other catamaran people. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Ashley's cringing behind the camera. We talk to everyone. Motorboaters are nice people too, most of the time.
Just like sailors.
Ôi, ปลดโซ่ดิ ปลดโซ่ดิ
ครับ โอเคกำลังเฉือนไม้ออกก่อนเลยลากไม้ออกมาก่อนครับ
The machine is here, getting the cradle set up to put us in the water. Willa, we're just hoping she's gonna just chill, be pretty happy girl. Last but not least.
Oh yeah, props. Last but not least, props, where you leave everything to the last minute. It's not true. We're just like under the gun to get in the water, really motivated. Props are an interesting thing on a sailboat because we had fixed 2-bladed props when we first got the boat. And then we put on fixed 3-bladed props, just huge, massive things. We literally gained a knot to a knot and a half of boat speed when we put these puppies on because they fold. It's crazy how much props make a difference when you're sailing. I don't care what anyone says. If you're gonna invest in anything to speed up your boat, invest in props. You know what else is funny? I haven't actually hooked up the steering yet. And our engines don't run. We'll figure it out.
So the idea behind this prop paint is that it's so slippery, nothing can stick to it. I don't know, it kind of feels rubbery when it's all done, so I don't understand the slippery factor, but slippery, rubbery, it's kind of cool stuff. And it's, you know, yellow/gold, white sail drive and a black bottom.
And a little baby that's hungry. You're gonna champ through this refit. It feels like we're finally like done. We're gonna be launching in, I don't know, maybe 4 hours, maybe sooner. Drip sash.
Where?
Right there.
Oh yeah, big time.
ใช่ ผมจำได้ว่ามันติดอยู่ตรงนั้นนั่นแหละเนี่ยเอาแล้วทำไมมันไม่เท่ากันล่ะ
This may be one of the first yards where they've actually taken care of lifting where the bulkheads are. So when they're knocking, they're trying to find the bulkhead. Most of the other yards we've been to, they just lift nilly-willy, sometimes even just from underneath the middle of the boat. So it's really cool. These guys take care here at Port Tacola to not damage your boat.
So peeling the tape off is like, it's always the very end. It's the last thing you do. You paint right before you go in the water, so the paint like keeps all its like nasty properties longer. Look up here. Wow. So I'd say this is probably the least prepared we are to go in the water. Both the engines don't start. And Ben's hooking up the rudders while the boat is being towed, pushed, whatever it is. It's on a trailer and it's moving. And we're still working on it. So the ramp's at quite an angle, but this trailer's pretty cool, so it tilts. It makes me a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. But here we go, down the slope. Check this out. Ay, 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 ay. So they haven't put us all the way in yet, and what Ben's doing on board is madly dashing from one side of the boat to the other, checking the through hulls that we've replaced. And we replaced all of them. So all of the through hulls need checking. It's been an epic couple of weeks just getting that sorted, just finding the bits. There's like 90 degrees and shut-off valves.
New through hulls are in. Looking fancy. Hopefully they hold. Well, that through hull is new down below, but the shut-off is not. I'll have to do that once I'm in the water. That one in there is new as well. I've never quite done a boat refit this down to the wire. Boat's a mess. Since we don't have engines yet, we're gonna get towed over by the dinghy. It's a bit of a tricky situation because I think I gotta steer. I think we got the rope stuck around this rudder. We just had the rope stuck around the other rudder. We got Sebastian out front, and we got another dinghy tied up at the back, and probably doing about 2 knots, maybe 1, maybe half it. I don't know how fast we go anymore. Thank you, Sebastian. Thank you. Cup. You want to see your boat? What do you think? Okay, you can't play with this. Nope. Put that out there.
Cheers.
Cheers. You hear the tick? Okay, try turning it back on. Yeah. Stop! 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 Turn it off! Turn it off! I think I might need to call in a mechanic. Stuck, dog.